I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first.
Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is August 11, Monday, 2025. Hope you had a good day, good weekend. So, a little tricky. We're still bullish, but at the same time, we're getting to a top here. They love to pull it back. We would have loved it to keep going through, but speaker time here, retracing back into a deeper imbalance. This is a 4 hour held at first, and then they rated, and then came back into for all that easy liquidity. It was actually kind of easy on the higher lows, but it was very suspected, especially this Monday, and there's a lot to talk about in this video. It's going to be fire. I'm going to go straight to it real quick, but the logic here is this. The only reason why this was an amazing entry, obviously, is because of the fact that we used Friday's PM imbalance. Now, I didn't draw it in that video, but okay, so there's a lot to explain, but you'll see the 4 hour I'm highlighting there, right? And this is pretty much a breakout level. We're looking for higher highs and higher lows, but the thing is that you get to an all-time high, it'll generally push through, but the thing is that this range here, from here to here, this low to high, when we stopped there, we were stuck there all day. You would expect maybe a deeper retrace even, which is why it was very difficult to make the decision to do this. But my strategy in general is a dump and pump, right? And then it'll turn into a buy, sell, buy. So buy, sell, buy. You see what I'm doing here. But before I even get to that, I'm measuring here. Okay, so I measured not that wick, but just these candles with the high right there on that wick. Just talking about this projection here. So we had 2 to 2.5 that we hit by the tick already in London, okay? Plus that 4 hour imbalance that I do have highlighted. Yeah, there's one below it. I don't have it drawn in this picture, but you'll see that the 50% here is also banging on it. Number 3, we have the bodies sort of already respecting Friday's PM session. Okay, and I'm looking for, this was a retrace. We took out Asia low, we took out even that guy, and the objective is to be bullish. Now I got it projected here on the, well, you could see it on the yeah, so I did 2 of them here. There's this 15-minute right here. Fuck, there's so much to say. And I'm measuring the candle itself, the 15-minute candle. You got the 1 to 1.5 right here, and then you got the 2 to 2.5 right here, okay? So obviously we have these smooth highs here with that guy right there on the tagging underneath the new opening gap for the week. Very, very key to follow what I'm telling you. By the time 9:30 happens, we already came into this 1 and 1.5. Right here, the midnight level is coupled, built liquidity. What are we doing when we're coming down? Now 9:30 is pushing, it stops at 25%. Look at the bodies sitting right here on this 1 minute inversion. Bodies sitting there and underneath. Okay, what does it do? Dumps. What does it do? Looks for the liquidity. Also, then you got this PM session from Friday dragged out. And look at 50%. The bodies is sitting right there. Now this is today's first imbalance today, and then look how it's not a coincidence. My entry is on that close and open of this candle, but what happens is this candle digs into almost 50%, and then the body crosses over, and then here this bullish candle, we get above these 2 down candles. Now I have that projected here to here on the 1 minute. You don't see that on the 15-minute. Okay, that's over here. Look how I'm measuring it: 1 and 1.5 here, 2 to 2.5 here, 3.5 to 4. It's gonna explain my targets. So pay attention to this fucking fire. So we cross over those 2 candles and we snap back in. Okay, with this bearish one and then this one. Tags the open. That's your best entry you're gonna get besides the one I took. And for patience reasons, you should be waiting for that to go above and retrace back in. It's a shift of structure. Okay, so this is the proper entry here. What I took is being impatient, but also confident because of the fact that what I got done explaining here and where the price has already visited here. And then obviously the targets are built. And I'm going to get into more in a second. Just I also have this. This is the previous week's, not last week's high. This is the week before that, the wick. And it has a lot to do with today. So I got it quadded there. It looks ugly on the daily, but on the weekly you could see it. And man, let me go back to what I was saying. So now that I mentioned that, you can see bodies here from the open, even sitting at the top 25% of that weekly wick. Okay, now that I mentioned that, let me go back into the video. So best entry case is what I got. Second case is right there. Third best entry is obviously this imbalance, and we tag in it right there. Everything's marked already for you. We push up almost to the 50, come back. This doesn't work out as far as the imbalance goes in the bodies, but what we end up doing, we use it later over here. We bounce, but we don't take out the low of that imbalance. I'm talking about this, and this is the first imbalance. So it's coming back in, bodies sort of respecting. The goal is to stay above it, though. It's like last line of defense. But notice how this imbalance, it didn't work as far as inside, but we came outside of it. But the key is to not break the low of that. That is the low of that imbalance. It doesn't really matter. The point is it retraces back in, shifts here, pushes up again. Now at the 50 of the opening range gap, retraces back. We're opening in a discount opening range gap, and then we push up. We come back to this imbalance. You can see 50%, beautiful. Comes up. We have this imbalance here. Tags the 50 right there. Boom. First target. Why? Because that's the sealment of the opening range gap, number one. Number two, we have the opening range gap in purple. And number three, where we have this liquidity sitting right here. These guys too, but look how they do it. And now I have three targets on this screen, being very fucking specific. You're gonna see why I'm being extra about it, because I'm a beast, number one. Number two, this right here, I got my first circle. We tag in it. What does it do? It retraces back. Well, in a general buy, sell, buy day, even though I made this high, I can expect a retracement to then make a new high, right? It's just simple structure. So I have to allow this bullshit fucking retrace. So, but look very specific. The 2 to 2.5 is there. X marks the spot in this little area that I got marked already. We hit it, and then we come underneath. We hit this imbalance. We break underneath it, come back, boom, resistance. It's trying to make a couple drives down. Then it comes down, uses this as an inversion as well. You could have used that bearish one, and you could have used this bearish one, but I didn't have it, didn't need it. I wanted to see it be more on the strength with the inversion side. Pushes down. But where is this? Oh, the 930. I have to allow this. If it's coming any lower, this trade's not going to work out, right? And the decision I'm making is, okay, I'm making new highs here of the day. It's a small range that we're already in as well, so I expect an expansion. But now that I mentioned that, we also, besides the 930 right there with the bodies, we go ahead and we tag underneath for the first imbalance to the tick to the tick. What happens here? Pushes up. This last down candle holds. Notice how I got that blue line marked out just like this. There's no difference. All right, you could have marked a blue line here too, by the way, and some other places here. I'm not going to get into it. That's too much detail for you. But the point is that we came above, and then now it's kind of like a little shift. All right, very ugly price action and taking forever. Also time distortion. Also, the reason why I'm also holding it is I go into the divergence work. That's a whole nother conversation. But the point is that it retraced into London and just sat here and then expanded. I knew that I was gonna have to hold it for fucking lunchtime. period, because this objective hasn't been done. Right, number one. Number two, and that's a big deal. Look at the time that I'm getting out at. 12:09. I'm going to show you how fire this is, bro. 12:09. I get stopped out in 12:10 actually. So what's my main target? It's this right here. I got it circled right here. Why am I circling this right here? Look how fire this is. This is a 3.5 to 4 right here from this leg down here. We originated. All right, I got the 2 candles only. 3.5 to 4. What is also coupled with this negative 3.5? This 2. This negative 2 is the exact same, damn near, almost exact level. Watch how I hover over it. My chart hasn't changed. Nothing's changed. Look at this. Negative 3.5. Look to your left. What do you see? We're smacking that 2 as well. See that? So, and that's from this leg previously from London. Okay? Beautiful. So what am I doing? I'm trying to target that. Look at the low. Look at the low of the circle. Look at the low of the circle. It's right in that spot. What's the high of this circle? The high of this circle that I drew here. I'm going to show you some fire, buddy. The top of this circle is 50% of the opening, of the Asian range right here. See this? See the positive 1 standard deviation? Where's 50%? Would be right here, right? Look to the right. Does that almost hit it? Can't make this up. Let me show you. So I make videos long. But you get fire. Look at that. That's 50% right there. That's where I'm marking it. What am I doing with that? I'm squeezing up right to it. Right into lunch, I'm squeezing up to be done. Why didn't I take it here? And was this a little bit stupid? Yes. I could have squeezed up because this was my main target. But what? There wasn't even 100 points delivered here. In this range, it was too small. Right? It was just too small. So I understood that it was going to expand higher. And where am I? You can see where I'm getting. 687 is my entry. And we're slightly above it, right? So a little 100 points, and and obviously I'm bullish, but look at the decision that I made and where it went to. This is just poetry, bro. And the reason why I'm talking like that is because, as you can see, lunch is gonna kick in, and then we have a possibility of a lunch reversal. You're gonna say, well, why didn't you stop at 12? Again, my targets are very specific. Oh, look what I have. Oh, the all-time high there. Guess what? In red. Why? I don't need to hit that bitch. I'm good. Beautiful. Oh, look where we sold from. Oh, you don't fucking say. We sold from literally right where I was. Why? Well, you have a 3.5 to 4, so it can be done with. We swept that liquidity there. We got closer to these people over here that were selling, right? And then it's a speaker, possibly top, because if you go look at any previous price action before you get to a high, excuse me, before you get to any high of an all-time high, I mean, you're gonna get some little pullbacks like this right here. Like we're about to bust through and then we pull back for eager buyers. I'm giving you just a very basic understanding. Obviously, you can go above it and do that. Just like right here, about to take that and they retrace back in for some liquidity. That's kind of like what we did today. This is fractal, so I'm just giving you an understanding. Obviously, this is very similar too. But, even if you go to whatever, any of these, notice how we'll get some pullbacks before we take some highs out. Just like right here on COVID, you know what I mean? Like right there, you pop up real quick, don't take it out, and then you retrace back in deeper for the imbalance. So, and that's exactly what's happening. But take a look at the daily. Look how the daily, the 25% is stuck at the top 25% of that wick. Look at the way the week is. The week closed on that 25% damn near, and it didn't. Well, yeah, it did. And then we opened there, but the daily is still there, and that's the reason why this was also very suspect to flip around. And if I was to refine it back to this Now I'm going to move this away. Oh, before I do, I want to show you the flow of it when we went to the right side of it. So literally exit at the fucking best part of the day. And then at lunch reverses. Where does it do? It's coming for all that liquidity. You don't know that it's gonna happen, but on the top of a top of a on the top of a top, pretty much, you'll get these type of price actions. And we swept all that, right? See that? See that? See that? So, and what is that? What is that? That's a breakout area. And we were capitalizing on this on Friday. I was done, one and done already. So the point is, let me keep continuing. We come through. This could have been a great sell only for the fact that it was a high and it could have came back for a higher low. Let's just talk to say that maybe it just kept being a bullish day, right? So you had two good reasons to sell this. Super overbought. You didn't see any oversold or overbought anywhere the whole day. Look at that. And then goes right to, comes underneath and then comes right back in and then it falls in. Once it falls in, look at, here's the first imbalance of the PM session. Didn't matter. It came underneath the 930 levels specifically. These are 930 levels specifically. That's not like random, right? So that's why I kept holding it. It sucked though. And then why do you want to be a part of the day anymore? Like me, I knew I had to hold it longer just to get to my objective, and I was stubborn, but went right to it. But this was beautiful sells. I'm not involved. I'm not involved to even find out. But look how we're flowing underneath. Boom. Oh, look at the bodies. You think the bodies are sitting under that first imbalance today, and it's Monday? Look at that. I mean, come on. And then it's just on its way down, right? So the speaker projections I have to the bottom and top, and then going back to the conversation, I understood that this was going to be an issue for today. That's why I kind of kept it smooth. What's the close here? Close is 643 and a half. The open 643 and 3/4. All right, so let's do that. And then what's the close here? It's 562 and a quarter. The open is 562 and a half. It's higher. Damn, I wanted to show you. No, put it back. Before I do, you can see me highlighting both the close and the opens there because of the gap. But if I was to drag this over, I'm just giving some extra credit. Well, before I even do that, even if I was to go back to this first imbalance, I'm giving you fire, man. Like I'm giving you fire. This is how I'm gonna make videos long for sure. Look at that 15-minute. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see how we sell off from right here? Do you see the 15-minute? Look at the 15-minute body right there. Do you see that? That's not random. So buyers and sellers didn't do that. Scamming. And then if I cross this over, you can see this candle. Closes and then opens and then sells. 515. You have macro kicking in. And that's X marks the spot for selling. I'm just showing you this. I want to go back to doing this. And that was the point of the risk of it possibly coming in to seal some of this area, which they did with a stupid wick. But, really that was the goal initially. And I didn't project this. So let's just say I projected this down. Obviously, I'm not touching the market anymore. Let's go from here to here real quick. Just see what happens here. Wow. All right, so that's sell there. Huh. Look how it comes to control the price right there. Boom. Control the price. See it? You see it? Look at this up candle. 1241. Buyer. Coming right to the 2 to 2.5. Retraces. And the 3.5 to 4. What a beautiful fucking move. I mean, can't really run away from me, man. Logically. Also, we came to that imbalance at Thursday, but let's not get too technical. The point is that all this liquidity and breakout area right there. It's a good retracement, and then I could have measured this a couple of ways, but That's on the 1 minute, which is pretty nice. It's pretty refined. I'm gonna move it to here. Yeah, I think that's pretty logical there. Straight to the 101.5, measuring it this way. Notice these things. Um, and I actually like this better. So we'll see how deep they want to retrace here, right? And and then again, that was the 4 hour. So we came into that 4 hour. Refined, obviously, we'll probably just go with this 1 hour here. Okay. And almost taking out the breakout. Boom. All right. So that's where we're at, man. And it's a Monday, so that's another thing. We're gonna see the strength of it staying above this wick here. Where's 25%? Oh, came to the 25% of that wick. Look at that. Notice that. This was suspect, and that's why I said I'm done, dude. I said I accomplished this, and I was done. I was like, I'm like, you're not even going to be 100 points since the open. Like, come on. So I understood that I had to eat shit and hold this until lunch. But just very good decision to get. Look at this beautiful move down. I'm talking a lot, and honestly, man, this is just a bit much for me now. But and it's a Monday too, especially. But okay, real quick, you can see from Dow here, we had higher highs here and we had lower highs. I had measured that while we were talking. While 9:30, I was just looking at that. That was holding us on the downside. Okay, then Dow had this lower low here. They had higher highs here. We started coming down. This is pre 9:30 I'm talking about. Then 9:30 comes down and it takes out this guy. Notice how we don't do that. So we have higher lows here with S&P, and look at S&P ugly as fuck. Dow is it's super clean, but compared to all of them, but higher lows there, higher lows there. This is a lower low. This is me buying it. I taken the buy to wipe out this pool. That's really the gist, to be honest with you. And then as we were coming up here, all right, we're making lower lows. What kept me in the market also is we had lower lows with Dow here and lower lows with Dow here, and initially we had higher lows here with Nas and S&P, and then even over here at that time it was a higher low and a higher low here. You can see me drawing it now, showing you Nas is up here. So, which is great because I'd be pissed if I was bullish. Or look at that. Look at this shit. I'd be pissed off if I was either one of these assets, dude. Seriously. Not pissed off, but you get what I'm saying. Like, that would have sucked, right? But this is a higher low here. So I'm seeing that strength. Then I take it right up to the promised land, specifically area, and then it sells off. But why was that a good place to get out and be a good sell? Look at Dow. Lower highs. Weaker. Showing the divergence. S&P did take out that high, the highs here and here, right? Forget the all-time high right now. See, that's why we're not married to that. That's a conversation, but still not married and making good decisions. And then it sold off beautifully. Dude, can't run away from me, bro. The other issue with today was that this stupid wick, okay, for the open of the day of the dollar. I understand that this wick is a gap. So we're generally going to be pushing up a little bit back into this wick. So that was not helping the framing of the day, but it was also, what it was telling me was that, hey, this could be a raid in Nas that we're taking. That it could be just a raid here. Because dollar is needing to come up higher to get this fucking wick. It's unfair, dude. That's fucking retarded, right? But point is, that's part of the conversation, baby. So again, kind of going sideways here now, coming back down for buyers, and this is that August shit we talking about. It's been a great August so far. And just so you know, I can go into detail here. You can see that we talked about even before we came back down. I was, if you remember, I was we're drawing that coming down, and then sweeping the breakout level of all time highs in the beginning of the year, pushing back up for this liquidity. Did we do that? Yeah. Did we do that? Yeah, we did that. And then take a look, little miniature review real quick, but the logic here of buying up and getting up into here. Notice how I'm here. All right, this is not all random. I've made these videos a long time ago, right? And then even the one even Friday was was saying, okay, well let's pop up, make some highs, or structure up, and then retrace back for liquidity. And this was the general gist. Okay, you can't make this up, guys. You see all that, right? You see all that? See all that? See all that? It's fire. Good logic. 50% of this daily wick here on Thursday as well is probably coupled exactly with this 25%. If we're bullish, we're going to want to see it. We're going to want to stay above this here. So also, I'm not saying that's like in stone. I'm just saying But notice how the drive's up, boom, finale. Now the retrace starts. So we were trying to get an expansion with this price action here. Is that logical? Yeah, it is. So that's to keep it simple. And then right now, that's 50% is obviously sitting right here. You do want to come and get these guys right here before taking off. We don't know. We'll see what Asia London does. I understand you. I'm pretty sure you're following my gist, right? 1 and 1.5 here, came into the 2.5 here. We wanted to see it, obviously, for bullish. We want to go up here, but they'd love to pull back. They can fucking do that the whole way up, but come back in, and hey, we're at the 2 to 2.5. We already hit it here and came back in with the 1 and 1.5. Now for it to come back all the way down here, hey, who knows? Do they want to test this? Who knows? Because of that seasonal data and history. So, but if I was going to keep it simple, I would definitely like to, well, before I even do that, did I finish here? Just so I can look at everything else. Reclaiming this bullish. You'd want to see it stay above this area. If it's bullish, that's what Dow, you're sitting in a weekly imbalance. So it's still bullish. I mean, it's not like it's not. Anyways, having some divergence things on the higher time frame. They came into there. So yeah, you're gonna want to see this. You're gonna want to see this low protected for sure, at the least here. Let's move forward. I gotta go. Okay, interesting. And they're heavy. And we close as a bearish day. This is common sense. And then the body, you'd want to see it stay kind of like relatively above this wick here. And 50% of this candle. We're still there. It came into that imbalance right there on the hour right there. Down candle. Here's an inversion. You're going to want to see this whole area hold up, man. So, oh my God, man! I made this long. There's no way to do quality and fire and tell you everything in a 10-minute video. I'm not like surprised. This is not like the first time I'm thinking that or anything. I know I talk about it, but it's like, hey, it is what it is. When I'm done, I'm done. Right. So I'm not gonna worry about these videos anymore. Where did it just go? That's weird. What's the close here? Close 409 and a quarter, and the open's 409 and a quarter. That's fine. So you're gonna want to stay above here. Still bullish, man. Again, and then the majors were also starting to push back down a little bit with this price action here. So we pushed up, stop, play around, and then we were rest of the day doing that. Trump fucking slowing down the market when he was talking as well. What else can I say? 30-minute video again. I went over pretty much everything now. in a perfect world, what I would like to see after what I've already got done talking about, if I'm kind of going with the historical data. Ooh boy, it is very okay. I'm gonna go with the 15 year first, and that's not what I want to see. That's the worst case scenario. It's coming down. Okay, it's coming down. It's coming down, and we have CPI tomorrow. That's another thing I wanted to mention. So obviously, no trades in the market, fucking around. This is CPI previous day action in a sense too. So we'll worry about where price is after that, right? But this is the 15 year. The 15 year is like this. Either it takes out that low and comes in here, then buys up, or it just retraces somewhere here deeper and then buys back up. That's the 15 year. This is not what I'm like favoring either. All this tariff money shit, they're full of shit. So they're going to just try to juice it for a new premium. But the 30 year, it could have, again, in my example, could have went above here to take out the high before it came down, or it sells underneath, right? And in this case, what if it does? Let's just say it does, all right? Then I'm going to expect, some shit like this. Very simply. And that's the 30 year, which I like. And the 5 year, which I like even better. I'd like for it to just really just buy from here. And let's just go and take this high out. And then you'll get back into this 3.5 to 4, and then we'll worry about structure there. But that's the kind of logic and ideas that I have. Hope that all makes sense for you. Very proud today. And yeah, I took some losses. Yeah, I took some losses. So trying to catch this bitch here. Impatient. And I even caught this guy right here. This buy right here at 928. Trying to see if it would run through, because I knew the opening range gap settlement was up here. What did they do? They came down. So the losses are minimal, right? And the ideas and targets are really essential, especially with entries in order flow. So that's how I'm able to do what I do. I mean, look, as you can see, that circle right there, dude, it's sold right from it, bro. I mean, that's perfect. The fuck you mean? So, but I mean, I'm not trying to sell this. I'm actually not trying to trade anymore. How about that for logic? So, it is what it is. If they would have came down from here, I would have sucked majorly. But that's what it is. So I give you my examples. I know I'm missing something, man, but I just gave you fire. That opening week here. I'm sorry, opening of that week. July 28th, we'll see if that this gap, you see, we want to come and visit this. But again, bullish scenario, you'd like to just see it not come any lower from here, right? So you guys take care. God bless.